If you keep ending up in the same situation with different men, I need you to hear this and hear me clearly. You are not just accepting bare minimum. You are actually returning to it. I want you to let that marinate. And until you understand why, you are going to keep calling it bad luck instead of a pattern. So let's get into the video today. Hey y'all, welcome to another video. I'm super excited to have you here today. Let's talk. I hope you got your coffee or your tea. I got my favorite little mix right here, y'all. I'll give you the recipe later. But anyways, let's get into the video. So as you know, I'm Laquana, guys. I help women rebuild the identity that kept chasing the wrong men. And let me take a little sip here real quick. Cause y'all, we need to talk. We need to talk. It's too many of us ladies out here accepting bare minimum. Okay? I know a lot of us are doing good and a lot of us has stepped our game up, but there is still a lot of us that is making it hard for the women who are now learning the game. There are still women out here who is accepting the bare minimum. And now y'all got these men out here thinking that all of us are supposed to accept the bare minimum because she's accepting the bare minimum and she's accepting the bare minimum. So let's talk about why this starts out. If you are a lady that's accepting bare minimum right now, understand this. You do not accept bare minimum love because you don't know better. Because I knew better. You accept it because somewhere along the way, your body learned how to survive inconsistency. Not intentionally, not consciously, but quietly in the back of your mind. So your thoughts start sounding like, I shouldn't push him. I don't want to be too much. I should just be grateful that he's here and I got a man, because a piece of man is better than no man. I hate that saying, y'all. But you tell yourself that you're just being patient and you're being understanding, easygoing. They try to manipulate us into thinking they were being easygoing. But really, you are managing your disappointment quietly. Let that land. And I'm going to take a sip. I don't know who this company is on the front of this cup, y'all, but it was free. Let's talk about the crumbs, okay? So this is where it gets dangerous. You start celebrating breadcrumbs, okay? So a good morning text message feels like effort, especially if he's doing it every morning. A simple date feels like commitment. Honestly, y'all, a date is the standard. A lot of men have us set up now to get excited about a date. That is how rare men are taking women on dates now, to the point where if a man is offering to take you on a date, we're shocked. We are shocked. And because we're shocked, when he takes us on a date, again, we're equating that to commitment. Basic respect feels like growth. It's not because you want less, but it's simply because asking for more has felt unsafe before. Again, like you're doing too much. You've been reprimanded for it. So you lower the bar just enough to stay hopeful. You explain away silence. And you justify mixed signals. Mixed signals are dangerous, y'all. You convince yourself that effort looks different for everyone. Like, well, everybody's different. But guess what? Over time, something subtle starts to happen. Guess what? Your standards start to drop. And so does your expectations. Now your brain has been wired and you're used to him now. Just that simple. Now he's become a part of your routine. And it's even harder to let him go. Now the breadcrumbs don't look as bad because he's still around. And I want you to say, this is something a lot of people don't say out loud. So you don't go back because you miss him. You go back because you don't know what to do whenever that urge hits. That moment is when your chest feels tight. Your mind starts replaying everything. And suddenly, texting him or calling him feels like relief. And that's the real problem, ladies. That's the real problem. You're at home, you're ruminating. It's like you have nothing else to fill your space, your time. And in that moment, when you're going through that loneliness, you're not thinking about standards whatsoever. That is out the window. That is out the window. What you're simply thinking about in that moment is, how do I make this feeling stop? Because you feel like you're suffering. So what you do to feel some relief is you'll go and send a text message, or you'll go checking social media or friend or family page. Then you respond if you see a comment. And it's not because he's right for you. Because guess what? He's going to come back. Okay? But again, it's not because he's right for you. It's simply because your body wants relief. And here you are. Now you're back in it again. It's almost like a never ending perpetual cycle. He's not going to change because he sees that he could get away with bare minimum and you'll come back. So let's talk about the shift in questions. So at some point, the questions change. This is the identity shift. So you stop asking, is this enough for me? And then you start asking yourself, how can I adjust to this situation so it works for me? How can I be easier for him? How can I ask for less? How can I not rock the boat? So do you notice how that works? So at first, your mind sees that there's a problem. It's like, wait, this ain't right. Like, and you're questioning yourself. You're asking the right questions, but you're not acting on it. But the longer that you stay, you start now questioning, what can you do better to come down to here on his level versus going past his level, and bringing him up to here. That's how it works. I want you to know that that is not self-love. That's not love whatsoever, even in the relationship. That is abandoning yourself, and it's dressed up as loyalty. I'm starting to hate that word. I've heard that so much in my life about how loyal I am. But when I think back to that, I was loyal to the wrong situations. I'm like, wait, I'm being praised for being loyal, but meanwhile, now that I'm in a better space, I can reflect on the type of treatment that I was getting. And it was like, wait, why was I being loyal? So that's what you end up chasing, their definition of loyal. And let me tell you why better standards never fix this. Because standards don't show up in the moment whenever that urge hits. So somebody can tell you all day, oh, you need better standards. You don't need a reminder of what you deserve, because I think you know what you deserve. Okay, I'm pretty sure you do. You need something to follow, because willpower is emotional. And we all know, especially we as ladies, our emotions change. It changed like the wind. And that's why a lot of us, we keep going back. We'll block him, unblock him. So let's talk about why it feels familiar. Bare minimum love, it survives because it feels familiar, y'all. I'm a victim of familiarity. I really am, especially in those moments where I'm feeling down and I'm sad. It's nothing better than reaching back to something that feels familiar. In that moment, it feels comforting until you come out of that agony and you like, oh shoot, I'm back in the cycle again. Also, it matches the version of you that learned, don't ask for too much. Be grateful for what you get. At least you're chosen. Sometimes. Let's be real. But I want you to hear me clearly. Wanting consistency does not make you demanding. Do not let them call you a hard time. Wanting effort does not make you needy. Wanting to feel safe does not make you unrealistic, like you're living in a fantasy world. Because this is what culture tries to tell you. It means that your identity is waking up, y'all. And I harp on identity all day because that's where it starts. So I'm going to slow this down. I'm going to slow this part so you can really grab it. Here's the identity that ends bare minimum love. I don't return to what I already had to question. Not, I'll wait and see. Not, maybe I'll change. Not, I just need to explain myself better. A woman who does not negotiate, love moves differently. Y'all, she doesn't argue for effort. Living testimony right here. She's not chasing any consistency and definitely not begging for someone to show up emotionally. That woman's going to pay attention. And when the effort doesn't match the words, she does not try harder. She's going to choose herself quietly. And that's not cold. That's you being clear. That's some grown woman-ish. I'm going to tell you, that's some grown woman-ish, and they're not used to that. I'm telling you, especially when you're single, they think you're supposed to be desperate. And I'm going to tell you what's going to change once you adopt that identity. Bare minimum love doesn't even tempt you anymore. It doesn't feel exciting. It's not going to feel hopeful to you. You're not even going to be looking at potential, y'all, because that's what gets you every time, potential. It's going to make you realize that this is unfinished and empty. And that is when you realize something important. The problem was never your standards. And again, this is for the ladies who know better, because some of us may have grown up in broken households and we don't know no better. But that's a whole different story. Okay? And hey, it was what you did when the moment hit. Let's be honest. Like when that moment came in that you wanted to call him, what did you do in that moment? Because that's what's going to dictate your identity. This is why most women stay stuck. Again, it's not because they don't know better. Again, especially if you're of age, you know better, you've been through a lot of experiences. But again, it's whenever that urge hits, they don't have structure. So they go back. So if that's you, I want you to know you do not need more insights, okay? Like therapy is good and journaling and things like that is great. But you really need something that you can follow whenever your emotions spike. Something that could tell you what it is you need to do day by day. Almost like someone's there to hold your hand. So I want you to pause right here for a second. Let whatever land. Take a sip of your coffee or your tea. If this video challenged you, please subscribe. Because I don't teach feelings, I do teach identity. If you are done letting your emotions run your decisions, then please start with the 7-day survivor reset, guys. Okay, I really put a lot of time into this because I'm so passionate about this. I want you to remember, it's identity over emotion every time. I'll see you in the next video. Please take care of your heart.